Tonight on the HPT from the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa, St. Charles. We started with 9 players and now we are down to our final 5. We will crown a champion tonight, and that person will go home with over $150,000, the bracelet, and the HPT title. It's all coming up next. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HPT. I'm James Larson, joined by our analyst, poker professional, and poker coach, Mr. Kenneth James. This week, we are here in St. Charles, Missouri, at the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa. 5 players remain. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially now because it's short-handed, and players are forced to play a lot more marginal situations, which puts them in the pressure cooker, James.
5th place, $31,000. 1st place, over $150,000.
That brings up a really good point, because these players now, as they try to climb the pay ladder on the short stacks, they're trying to survive, while the big stacks are really putting them to the decision.
We're so glad you joined us here on the HPT. With no further ado, let's head down to the final table, meet those players, and most importantly, take a peek at the prize pool. Over $375,000 still up for grabs tonight, including that first place prize, $150,593.
And looking at the chip counts, Chris Cornell comfortably in front. If you can be comfortable in a tournament, just over $5 million, down to Bill Hayner, just under $1 million with $840,000.
All right, Kenna, let's head down to the final table where blinds are $30,000 and $60,000 with a $10K chip ante. Action on the 9 seat. That's Greg. Looks down at ace-8.
Suited.
And Greg's going to raise it up to $125,000.
Don't splash the pot.
Yeah, he did kind of splash the pot there, didn't he?
Old Rounders reference.
A fold there by Ryan. Action over to Kane now. He's going to release his 10-8. Now over to Bill. He's got a nice hand here. Ace-10.
See if he's going to splash around. Just makes the call on the short stack. I prefer an all-in shove here, but he's just going to call and see a flop. He needs something good to happen, and he does.
The flop is ace, queen, deuce, couple of diamonds.
275.
It's a bet of 275,000 chips by Bill. Action over to Greg.
What you got left there?
Greg's asking for a chip count. He's got just over 400,000 behind.
All in?
All in and out.
Got a call?
Got a call, he says, an all-in and a call. And Bill's going to like his position here as he's a 70% favorite to win this hand.
You know, the only thing better than flopping the best hand is having your opponent flop second best and getting paid off.
Put a deuce up there, please.
Greg's asking for a deuce on the turn. And Greg just got his wish. The turn card is the deuce of spades.
Well, that actually chops the pot.
I'll take a 10.
Unless
I'll take a 10.
Bill gets a 10.
8 of hearts.
Each player calling for the card they need.
Huge pot. We go to the river card.
Incredible.
Incredible. The 10 of diamonds. Bill high fives.
Look at that.
And then a little smooch.
An aggressive play followed by a little tender kiss.
Does he know that woman in the gallery there? I hope they're friends. Now Bill is up to 1.7 million chips and cruising right along here at this nationally televised final table, broadcasting from the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa, St. Charles.
Look at Ryan Teppan now.
Hello. Hello.
Wakes up with the Rockets, 2 aces.
Pocket ace is going to raise to 125,000. Be careful, Bill. King, queen of clubs. Be careful. He can't hear us, can he?
I don't think so.
I don't think he can either.
I don't know if he can hear himself.
He's got the shades on. Just going to make the call.
King, queen suited, a top 10% hand, tends to look better than it plays.
The flop, a 9 and a couple of deuces. Bill will be first to act. And he's going to check over to Ryan, and Ryan's going to check back.
Beautiful check by Ryan here, allowing his opponent to catch up.
Turn card is the king of diamonds. But look at this. Bill's going to check again. Does Bill have some kind of a spidey sense we don't know about?
Well, you know, I think he's taking the conservative line here. But, yeah, he could be beat by ace-king here. I hope he realizes that and is not going to raise here. And he doesn't. He makes a call. I like the way Bill is playing this hand.
Well, Bill just collected those chips. He doesn't want to give them all back quite yet. Pot of 660,000. The river card now is the 7 of diamonds, so Bill's going to check again.
Yeah.
Got to give him credit.
The river doesn't change anything. He's not getting overly attached to his hand. He's keeping the pot small, out of position. I like his play here.
Ryan is going to make a bet. Looks like 460,000.
Wow, if he could find a fold here, this would be really amazing. Look at, you can see the pain he's in.
In my tournament life here.
He realizes he's beat, but does he have the discipline?
Probably got a deuce, but I got to see it.
Wow, he makes the call. Ryan shows his aces and takes down a huge pot of almost 1.6 million chips.
And you know, James, that's the undoing of a lot of players. I have to see it.
As Ryan's stacking his chips, we'll be back with more exciting HPT action right after this.
Welcome back to HPT, coming to you from Ameristar Casino St. Charles, where we are down to 5 players, so let's resume the final table.
Thanks so much, Tatiana. Blinds 30,000, 60,000 with a 10K ante. It's the James Gang, James Larson and Kenneth James, broadcasting from the Ameristar here in St. Charles.
All in.
And look at that, Greg's all in on the button with his 7-5 of diamonds.
Yeah, well, with 5 big blinds, I can understand that. You're supposed to open with any 2 cards on the button if it's folded to you, and he rightly does.
Action over to Chris Cornell. He's got the shades on, the ball cap. He's got pocket 8s, the snowman, and he's going to make the call.
I am for sure behind.
And he's going to see he's a huge favorite, an 83% favorite. 8s going up against 7-5.
Greg doesn't like it.
Suited gapper there, 7-5. You never know. We could see some diamonds. We could see some magic.
He's got a 16% chance. He's got almost nothing.
Anything can happen here on the HPT.
Oh!
Just like I said, king, queen, jack, couple of diamonds.
Just
far from over.
Just like that, the deck can come out and save
It's
you.
always fun.
Greg smiles a little bit. Chris,
Put a king up there.
not smiling as much as Greg.
6 of diamonds.
Turn card now is the tray of diamonds.
Incredible.
Unbelievable. Chris is drawing dead. Greg can sit down. And an 8 on the end. A diamond on the end for good measure, and an 8 on the end as Chris makes his set on the river. It would have been a better sweat to have the 8 of diamonds on the turn.
Brutal, brutal. The emotional swings of this game can really churn your stomach.
Greg Wood hanging around here. He's a local sales manager.
You gotta have some strong guts to play this game, James,
You really do.
because you get hit in the gut a lot.
Over to Chris Cornell now after Greg folds. He's going to get out of the way. Now we go over to Ryan. Looks down at ace-9 on the button.
Yeah, his range is a lot bigger than this, so this looks like a huge hand to Ryan Teppen.
Going up to 125,000. And now our buddy Bill. I like this guy, Bill Hayner.
Bill calling out of the blind.
Flop is ace, king, 7, rainbow.
Both players flopping top pair here, and this is the trick when you play ace rag like this. Can you get away from it?
Bill's going to check. Over to Ryan now, and bad news for Bill here. Ryan makes a bet. Bill quickly goes all in, and he's going to see the bad news.
Good hand, Ryan.
He says good hand to Ryan. Bill's going to stand up.
Almost in resignation to his fate. Do you see that?
Club or a four.
He doesn't even realize he's got a 15% chance to win. Hands on the hip,
Club or a four.
already looking like he's defeated.
He's asking for a club or a 4. Well, he got the club, so the sweat
Come on, baby.
will stay alive here with the 6 of clubs
man,
on the
he's
turn.
picked up a flush. Look at, he's begging. He's almost on his knees, this guy.
Four.
He doesn't want to leave just quite yet.
Does begging work in poker?
He's bent all the way over. And the card is the 4 of diamonds.
Are you kidding me?
This guy is magical. Don't forget the kiss. Where's the kiss, Bill? Bill, you forgot one
Oh, my
person.
God.
The kiss.
He left her hanging. He
Bill,
left her hanging.
He's waiting for the... That's going to be the end of it right there. He missed the kiss.
You can't leave your wife hanging. Or...
Bill, I think it's his wife. I hope it's his wife. I hope he knows her. A big double up there as the action continues out. Chris Cornell with pocket 10s.
What a turn of events, man. Fast and
Unbelievable.
furious action here at the final table. Chris now raising with his pocket 10s.
Ryan gets out of the way. Now over to Kane with pocket trays. And now Bill.
It's hard to keep up. Look at this. Now another pair versus pair here.
That kiss is gonna be the kiss of death. He forgot to kiss his wife.
Well, that might have been the kiss of death. Maybe he knows something that we do.
We kissed her before.
No, come
though.
on. We can't get him in trouble. Look, all right, so he flats with 2 5s here. Wow, I'm getting off track here. The action is so fast and furious. And look at Greg now
Greg's
with
got a
ace-jack
hand.
of hearts.
That folds.
This might be a half-hour show tonight, Kenna. But Greg's going to get out of the way. There's something to be said about moving up the pay ladder, okay?
Yeah, there's a $10,000 jump.
Absolutely.
Between
That's a Ford Taurus,
fifth
for
and
God's
fourth.
sakes.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
And the flop is Jack 6-5, couple of diamonds. So Bill here hits a set of fives, and he's going to
250.
check over to Chris. I love this play. Chris is going to bet for him $250,000. Now, do we check raise, or do we go over and get the kiss first and then come back and maybe call?
Well, you know, Bill has flopped a set here.
Yeah, you know, Kenna, he sure has. Welcome back to planet Earth, by the way. He's in the lead. Turn card now, the 9 of diamonds.
I'm trying to catch up here. The action is moving so fast.
Well, this will catch you up real quick. Bill is going to go all in, and Chris is going to fold his hand, and he's going to show his hand.
Not a big fan of showing your cards without getting paid.
Well, so far, Bill has been the story. He's charging his way up the leaderboard with some bold moves that all seem to be going his way. Can it continue? Stay tuned. Welcome back to the HPT. It's James Larson and Kenna James broadcasting from St. Charles, Missouri, here at the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa.
As I said, James, this is a game of luck and skill. Bill certainly has had his share of luck tonight.
Let's see if Bill can keep it going, and let's get back to the high-stakes action. Blinds are still 40,000 and 80,000 with a 10K ante. The action continues here with Ryan looks down at King Queen.
Good enough for this young pro to put in a raise.
And he's going to do just that, raise it up to 165,000. Now over to our buddy Bill with the 10 deuce.
Doyle Brunson hand finds the muck.
Bill's going to fold, as does Greg. Now over to Chris Cornell. He's going to make the call with ace-9 in the big blind with a good defend there. And the flop is 5 tray deuce, couple of hearts.
So a couple of marginal hands here. Chris checking, out of position, standard C bet by Ryan.
It's a bet of 175,000 by Ryan.
Now Chris has got an interesting decision. He's got a gut shot straight, but he also might have the best hand with ace high, and he senses that. Don't splash the pot.
Again, don't splash the pot. So now we go to the turn card. Look at that.
There it is.
Ace of spades. Now Chris going to check over to Ryan. We'll see if that slows Ryan down a little bit.
It should. However, you know, Ryan might put his opponent like on a middle pair, something like 7s or 8s, and think that the ace is a bluff card, and that's why he's leading out for 300,000 here.
Action over to Chris Cornell.
It's not going to work. Is Chris going to call or raise here?
Chris is going to make the call. So pretty big pot forming there, Ken. Almost 1.4 million chips. And we go to the river card now. It's the 10 of clubs.
I expect this to go check, check, and Ryan to give up on this pot after his opponent has called him on the turn. Really?
That's
really?
a check. That's a check. Really?
No, it's not. He bet. James, you got to keep up with the action, man. We've got a man betting $500,000 with air.
And Chris is going to make the call. Ryan's going to see the bad news. And 2.370 heading over Chris's way.
Ryan Teppen having a slice of humble pie.
Once again, you are watching the HPT here as we broadcast from the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa, St. Charles. James Larson is my name. The guy to my right, your TV left, I guess that would be Kenna James, part of the James gang.
Yep, only thing missing is Jesse James and his bullets.
Bill's going to fold. Action over to Greg in the 9 seat. He's going to release his hand. Now over to CC in the 1.
200.
Oh, it's CC now, is it?
We're close enough. I can call Chris Cornell CC. Why not? Ace-7, he's going to raise it 200,000.
Got position and the hand right now.
Ryan gets out of the way. Action on Kane now. Kane's in the big blind, defending as Chris raised it up to 200,000. Chris on the button.
Is this over defending unsuited connectors from the blind? Let's see.
We go to the flop. It's 9-7 tray. Rainbow. Kane will be first as he paired his 9.
Yep.
Kane's going to check. Chris paired his 7. He's going to bet 250,000.
So much of this game is how well you flop. And very interesting situation because both players have flopped to their hand, and Kane announces call. Check calling with top pair. I think this has a lot to do with the player he's against.
Top pair and middle pair. Only 5 players remain. Turn card now, the deuce of diamonds.
Kane taking a very conservative line with top pair.
Both players checking. River card now, another 7. Nothing wrong with that for Chris.
Yeah, it depends on your perspective. Again, passive play comes back to bite you in the butt.
Now Kane's going to check. Chris with 3 of a kind.
Going to search for a value bet size. I think something around 400,000 would be good. 450 maybe.
And Chris is going to bet 600,000.
1.35 million.
Oh my gosh.
You heard the man.
He elicits a check raise?
You heard the man.
I think Kane must be trying to represent the 7 here and think that in trying to get his opponent to fold an overpair.
Call.
And he makes the call, ladies and gentlemen.
You're good.
And Kane says, you're good. Someone's got to flip over the cards. We need to have a winner.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Chris. He makes the right call and will rake in a pot of almost 3.7 million chips. Unbelievable.
And Kane representing his opponent's hand with a 7. Perhaps the correct play at the wrong time, James.
We started with 466 entries. We are down to our final 5 players. Action folded around to Ryan. Do these guys get tired about this time? It's been a long week of poker.
Well, Ryan gets tired of moving these chips in and out of the pot. I got to promise you that. He's playing a lot of pots.
He's going to raise to 165,000. Kane wakes up with a real hand here. King Jack.
Well, a real hand to you. For us pros, it's a couple of napkins, especially out of position. But here, Kane actually does have position on the button.
But it's KJ. I thought that meant Kenneth James. That's why I called it a real hand. The flop is Queen Jack 9, couple of diamonds.
Much more a real hand now. Second pair to the board. These players fighting for position.
See, I knew what I was talking about. Kane gets the best of it. Ryan's going to bet, though. He's going to bet 200,000.
He's got the gut shot straight draw, even though he's got an under pair to the board.
Runner, diamond. He wouldn't be real proud about that, though. And Kane's going to make the call. He's got the best of it so far as he paired his jack here on the flop. We go to the turn card. It's the 10 of hearts.
Amazing. It makes both players a straight. Ryan Teppan with the idiot end of the straight, the bottom end, that's what we call it in poker, and Kane with the top end of the straight. Let's see how it plays out. Ryan's going to lead in.
He's going to bet 300,000 chips. What do you want Kane to do here?
Flat. Just flat call.
Not worried about the diamonds?
Don't do the pushing when the donkeys are pulling. Oh,
he's going to raise
just announced
all in.
He's going to lose value here. You know, poker is not just about minimizing loss, it's about maximizing win. He's going to let his opponent off the hook. I don't think Ryan can call this.
He's thinking about it, but boy, look at his face.
He can beat 2 pair. He can beat sets. I think he's figured out that his opponent is not going to bluff. Not without a king in his hand. He's not going to make this all-in bet.
And he's going to fold the hand. Kane is going to go ahead and drag that pot. And when we come back, we'll have more exciting HPT poker right after this. We're at the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa, St. Charles, where the view is beautiful and the action sublime. Taking a look at the chip counts, Chris Cornell leading the pack.
And Ryan Teppan, who started this tournament on top of the leaderboard, is now in the cellar with 690,000, just under 10 big blinds.
Now, Ken, talk about having a stack like that. What is your mode here? Are you waiting for one hand? What are you hoping to do?
Well, you're looking for an ace or any pair to get it in, double up, and get yourself back into the tournament.
180.
Action folded around to Kane. He's got plenty of chips. We know that. He's going to raise it up with his pocket nines. Bill's going to get out of the way. And now Greg is all in with his king 5.
On the short stack, 12 big blinds. I think he's got enough big blinds. He could have waited for a better spot here, but he finds a move all in. Let's see if it works out for him.
And he's in the big blind, so he gets it all in. And the flop is 10, 8, 7, rainbow. So Kane with an open-ended straight draw, still in the lead with his pocket nines. Greg hoping to catch running cards here, and there's one of them, the 6.
A slim hope now here for Greg to chop the pot with a 9. Otherwise, he is out.
A pot of over 2 million chips up for grabs here. Greg and Kane, and we go to the river, and it's the jack. So Kane's going to win the hand. That's going to eliminate Greg, going out in 5th place with $31,754. Amateur Greg Wood, he leaves us in 5th place, but he's going to go home with almost $32,000.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the HPT. A lot of these players in for only $375, taking home over $30K. Low risk, high reward. I love it.
Now we are down to our final 4 up top, just over $150K. So with 4 players remaining, the minimum cash right now, $42,427. But up top, it's what everybody wants. The bracelet, the bragging rights, and $150,593. Kane's going to raise it up to $180K.
And that's a big hand, 4-handed. Hand strength relative also to number of players left.
1.
Fold it around to Ryan, and now Ryan's going to go all in, and Kane's going to quickly make the call. They table their hands. Ryan sees the bad news. He's got king, queen of clubs, jammed it right into Kane's ace, jack.
Not that bad a shape, really. 60-40, 56-44. Not much more than a coin flip.
The flop is 9-5 deuce, couple of hearts.
Should have stopped and goed. That would have worked.
Ryan saying, should I have stopped? I wish I would have stopped and go, which means just call your raise and then push in no matter what the flop brings.
Turn card now is the 7 of spades, so Ryan, 1 street to go. If he doesn't improve, he will be eliminated. And the river card is the tray of spades, and that is going to do it. He was our chip leader starting last week's show, but he's going out in 4th place, but not for nothing. $42,427.
Not a bad consolation prize. Kane now 2nd in chips to that man, Chris.
Chris folds over to Kane. Kane looks down at 6-5 of spades. Kane just cruising along here now.
Now that we're 3-handed, very important to step up the aggression level. Let's see if Bill does it.
350.
And he does. He 3-bets to $350,000. I like it.
Raise to $350,000. Action back to Kane. Kane's going to make the call, and we got a battle of the blinds.
Absolutely. Kane now calling out of position with 6 high.
Flop is queen, 10-5, couple of clubs. Kane gets a piece of this. Bill pairs his 10. Kane's going to check.
Bill determining whether he's going to bet for value here with 2nd pair. And if so, how much?
Bill won his seat for just $200. What a great return on his investment.
Talk about risk reward.
It's a bet of $325,000.
And this is standard here, I think, for Kane to call on margin and look him up.
Turn card now is another spade. This time the tray of spades.
Yes, now this brings Kane into the hand. Not only does he have a pair, but he's got a flush draw. There's so many ways he could play this. He could check call. He could check raise. He could get the free card if Bill checks behind.
All in.
And now an all in. Billy, I like
Look at this. Bill really stepping up the aggression level here. Moving all in with 2nd pair.
And look how cool he is. Cool as a cucumber.
Call.
And Kane is going to make the call.
You got a queen?
Well, Bill asks if Kane has a queen, and he's going to be a little relieved that he doesn't, but he still has to fade a spade, a 6, or a 5, and Kenna, it's never easy. And here we go to the river card. And it's the 7 of diamonds, and just like that, another double up for Bill. As Bill celebrates his survival and regains his composure, we'll take a short break, and we'll find out who's going to take home the top prize of almost $151,000. Stay tuned to the HPT.
Welcome back to HBT, coming to you from Ameristar Casino St. Charles, where we are down to 3 players at our final table, but only one of them can be our next champion.
Thanks so much, Tatiana. And if I had to make a prediction, I don't always like to do this on the HPT, but I'm going to go with my man Bill. He's really impressed me tonight.
I'm going with Chris. Chris's timing is good. His hand values are good. He's not being overly aggressive. You notice he willingly gives up his button here.
And now Kane is all in, and Bill's going to make the call. Shades are coming off. Bill's in a good spot here. He's got ace-king. And Kane is at risk for his tournament life.
With only queen 6, you wonder if Kane has gone off a little bit on tilt after losing that last hand.
Look at this flop, though. Queen, jack, 8. Kane out flops Bill.
Incredible. Where is the fairness, Bill says? Well, it's Kane's turn to suck out a little bit.
Huge pot of almost 3.2 million. Now the 5 of hearts comes on the turn, so Bill drawn for any ace, any king, or any 10.
Kane's got to fade a lot of outs, as we say, to stay in this tournament. Does he get the sugar cane? A little bit of sugar.
Bill's been doing it all night. The river card is the 8 of hearts.
He does it. And you notice his cane celebration a little bit more muted
right. Yeah, exactly.
than Bill's. Just a little clap.
You can breathe now.
Yeah.
1.580. I think king.
Okay.
There's no way I'm going away from that either way.
No. I was standing up for the first time this tournament.
Yeah, Kane, you can go ahead and sit down. Rightfully so. A huge pot, a big double up, and now he's got over 3 million in chips as he continues his quest to be our next HPT champion. Blinds are 50,000, 100,000 with a 10K ante.
Kane on the button with 10-8. Showing some discipline, giving up his button here.
Now Bill with a pretty good hand here. Three-handed, king jack. He's going to raise it up to 200,000. But the big blind here, Chris wakes up with an ace, ace-6 suited in clubs.
Very good hand, three-handed. And again, controlling the action, controlling the size of the pot. I like it.
Go to the flop. It's jack, 9 tray, couple of diamonds. So Bill gets the best of that flop as he pairs his jack.
Good point. Bill has out-flopped him here. Pre-flop raiser continuing with the lead. And that makes it tough on Chris because he doesn't know if his opponent is c-betting with nothing or if he actually has a hand. So he makes the call to look him up and take the turn.
Turn card now is the 5 of spades. And now Bill's going to check. Surprised about that.
Yes, interesting check by Bill. I think he's supposed to bet here. Is he trying to elicit a bluff? No, he's scared. He's playing scared. And that's usually not a formula for success.
So Chris bets 300,000. Bill does make the call, and we go to the river card. It's another jack, this time the jack of diamonds.
Now Bill can definitely be beat by a flush, but he leads in.
He doesn't look scared now.
No, he doesn't look scared now, but I prefer a check and trying to elicit a bluff from an opponent. But he still wins the hand. It shows you that you can sometimes not take the most profitable play and still win the pot.
I know you don't like it, but he showed his opponent his jack.
Don't like showing cards for free.
All right now minimum cash just over 61,000. Second place 92,000 and change, but up top $150,593. Action on Kane. He's on the button, looks down at ace tray. He's going to raise it up to 250,000.
And now Bill in the small blind looks like he wants to defend. Is going to call the 250.
Now action over to Chris Cornell. Chris has got king 8. He's going to make the call, so all 3 players going to see the flop here.
And a little bit of tell on Chris there, just casually splashing the chips in the pot. Signifies maybe not that strong pre-flop, but look at this. He's flopped an open-ended straight.
Flop is queen, jack 10, couple of hearts. Bill's going to check. All 3 players check. And now the turn card is the 9 of diamonds.
Now you see why I think Chris is going to win this tournament. Playing well and running well. Deadly combinations if you're his opponent.
Bill, though, reaching for chips here. He's going to bet 200,000.
In vain, I might point out. Chris has got the second nuts. He's not going anywhere. Only question is he going to call or is he going to raise?
Couple of hearts out there on the board. Looks like that's going to be a raise, and we're going to go up to 750,000.
Good point, James. It looks like he wants to protect against a possible flush draw and take home the pot right now.
Chris is running well and playing well. Can he take down the HPT title and the first place prize? There's lots more HPT action coming up. Welcome back to the HPT. Kane and Bill are neck and neck for second place. Chris Cornell is comfortable at top with over 50% of the chips in play, but they're all battling it out for first place and over $150,000 in cash.
Well, as we have seen here, James, things can change dramatically at the turn of a card. So it's anyone's game still here at the HPT.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It really is anybody's game.
Absolutely. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Although I'm still putting my money on Chris.
There's my guy right there. My horse is Bill. I think he's going to take this thing down. He's got the king-queen. He's going to raise it to $275,000.
The ever troublesome royalty hand of king-queen here.
And now Chris with pocket tray is going to make the call. And Kane's got a good hand here, too. He's got Jack-10.
This is setting up for a dramatic story right here in this hand alone. Everybody has a little bit of something. Kane with the suited connectors, Chris with the small pocket pair, and Bill with king-queen.
What a flop this is going to be. It's 9-8-7, ladies and gentlemen. Yahtzee for the Kanester.
Did I call this? Look at this. Kane flopping the joint, the nuts, the best possible hand.
Chris checks, Kane checks, and my buddy Bill can't be afraid to bet, Bill. But now is the time to maybe get out of this thing. He bets $300,000.
My buddy Bill. Really? You want to be betting into the nuts? I don't think so. Aggression at the wrong time.
Chris gets out of the way. I love this. Kane just smooth calling here. Got to be happy with that. And now the turn card is the Queen of Clubs.
This is going to draw Bill into the hand. Now he's going to think he has the best hand. He's going to get hooked.
Kane checks. Kane playing this perfectly, by the way.
Absolutely.
Absolute perfection. 500,000. Can he flat him one more time here?
I think so.
I think he can.
Flat in position. Flat in position. When you have your opponent drawing dead, you want to just keep calling.
1,100,000.
1.1.
You heard the man. That's a raise. 1.1
million.
Bill, if you can hear me, muck your hand. Go kiss the woman in the audience and muck your hand.
Is he going to get overly attached to one pair? He is.
He's going to do it.
I think he senses that he's beat, but he just doesn't have the discipline to lay down when he knows he's beat.
He's drawing dead. We go to that river card.
Can't put it down now, bro. If you got it, you got it.
And just see you move your hand. All in.
Got a call.
And he
All
calls
in and a call,
automatically?
ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to do it for Bill.
You got to hand it to this guy. He started near the bottom of this final table. He worked his way through this tough field and, you know, just caught a real cooler here at the end.
I couldn't go away. Once I made the choice with $1 million, I couldn't do it. Yep. Nice job, bro. Nice play with you, bro.
Third place. Let's give Bill a round of applause.
But let's talk about the real success story here. $61,000 in change for a $200 investment.
Bill's luck finally ran out tonight, James, but it takes a lot of skill to run through over 450 players. He did a great job. Congratulations, Bill.
And now, Kenneth James, we have just 2 players left, and we're heads up for the championship.
Absolutely. The money, the bracelet, right there in the center of the table. Heads up play. A different animal now. You're playing the player as much as you're playing the cards.
Kane's going to raise it up with his 5-4, raises up to $200,000. Chris is going to make the call. Heads up poker is just so much fun to watch. You know, it's just, It is a different animal. Flop is ace-9-5, couple of clubs.
Okay, this gives Chris a gut shot straight. Kane with bottom pair, which is usually good, heads up here.
So much cash on the line. $150,000, $593 for first, $92,000 in change for second, $200K and a call. The turn card now is the deuce of hearts.
Kane betting the best hand, Chris calling with the draw.
Both players now going to check the turn as the first hand of heads up here on the HPT. We go to the river card. It's the Jack of Clubs.
I expect this to go check, check here.
As he grabs a full silo of chips there.
Oh, and this is actually a good time to make a bet when it's the only way you can win. He's got 8 high. He bets $500,000 and really put your opponent to the test, you know, to call off with some type of marginal hand, and he does it. Chris, well played, man.
Well played. First hand of heads up goes to Chris Cornell. He got 3rd place back in 2014 here in St. Louis. He's already improved on that, but he wants to be the champion. He wants to take down the title, the bracelet.
He does.
All that cash.
He's going after it. And, you know, you can win with the best hand, the best cards, but can you win with the worst of it? That's what Chris is showing today.
Kane's got Queen 10, going to raise it up to 200,000. Chris with his 5-4 is going to make the call and try to outplay his opponent after the flop, and the flop is King 8 Trey. It's a rainbow. Both players check that flop.
This flop not hitting anybody.
Turn card is the Ace of Diamonds. Let's see if Chris represents the ace here.
It's going to be hard for him to represent the ace because he didn't raise pre-flop, so I think this would be an ill-timed bluff if he bets.
The bet is 250,000.
And he does.
See if Kane can sniff this out. Kane on the Broadway draw, but right now with just Queen high.
Can he sniff the skunk? I think he can.
And he did.
Well, you know, it doesn't make sense that your opponent has a king or an ace in this spot, so I like this call by Kane.
And the river card is the 4 of hearts. That helps Chris as he pairs his 4.
Gives him the best hand. And he's checking to protect the pot size here.
400.
And now Kane making a bluff on the river. Looks like he's going to get looked up by Chris here. Even with a 4, he senses it's the best hand.
Right.
He announces a raise.
Really? Shocking.
Look at that.
This is shocking to me here. Maybe he's trying to get a better hand like an 8 to fold, but I think a call here on margin would be much better, but it works out either way.
Chris wins another pot and begins to pull away from Kane. Can Chris continue his mastery of heads-up poker? Can he get over the finish line and grab the first place money? Don't go anywhere. You're watching the HPT. Welcome back to the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa, St. Charles. It is the HPT, and we've got heads-up poker. There's your chip count. Chris Cornell leading Kane at the moment.
Kane with almost $6 million in chips. It's a horse race, ladies and gentlemen, even though we're playing poker.
Right, yeah. He's Kenneth James. I'm James Larson, having a great time this week. St. Charles, Missouri, right outside of St. Louis. Beautiful area, beautiful hotel rooms. Want to thank everybody here at the Ameristar. Chris is going to make the call. And now the option to Kane. Yeah, we might as well raise it up. We got pocket ladies.
You know, you want to maximize your value here when you pick up a hand like this in a heads-up situation. I think putting in a raise is correct.
And Chris is going to make the call. Talk to a lot of HPT folks that make final tables. It's so hard to get heads-up experience if you never make it to heads-up. Some people, it's their first time. Flop is 7-6-4, rainbow.
Good point, James. Now Chris getting tied into this hand, getting hooked. Just like, you know, when you go fishing, you hook somebody. That's what happens when you flop a pair with the worst hand. You get hooked into the pot.
Especially heads up. Doesn't matter what it is you catch, but he does have a pair. Kane's going to bet 350. Chris makes the call.
Kane trying to reel him in here.
Turn card now is the 10 of hearts.
This might be Chris's first major misstep. You know, you can just fold Jack 4 on the button, even heads up. But he's caught part of this flop, and now he's going down the street of despair.
I thought you were never supposed to fold your button heads up. I've had professional poker players tell me that. You always raise on the button.
Not true. Not true. Not always. Maybe 80% of the time. You want to mix it up.
The bet is 650,000. Chris is going to make the call.
Wow, there's some stubbornness here. I could see it in how he put his chips in the pot. And now this pot is inflated and he's got almost no hand.
River card is the king of diamonds. Now, what's the perfect amount for Kane to bet here to get paid off?
Oh, I think he should check.
They both check. They flip over their hands. Kane's going to see that he's the winner. A pot of over 2.6 million chips.
A hand well played by Kane here, and he gets a lot of chips as a result.
Yeah, you've really got to give credit where credit is due there. And you're right about Chris. He just kind of got hooked.
Yep. And now you know what's going to be interesting to see, does Chris go on tilt? You're going to take some missteps throughout a tournament, you know, and you've got to recover from those once you get knocked down. Let's see if Chris can do that. He's on the button.
Explain that for the folks who don't know. On the button, you're still first to act when it's heads up.
Yeah, it changes. It changes when you're heads up. You become the button. You act first, and then you act last on all the other betting rounds. Now look what's happened here.
Kane's going to raise it up with his ace-king, and Chris is going to make the call.
It's an all-club hand as we go to the flop. And two clubs on the flop.
Look at that. King,
amazing.
Queen, 6, 2 clubs. Cue the fireworks, my friend.
Look at this. Now, you know, Chris, you know, as a result of that last hand, you can see not only does winning beget winning, but losing begets losing. He's on a downward trend.
Kane bets 400,000. Chris is going to make the call.
Thank goodness he just calls here and doesn't raise on some semi-bluff, which would be hopeless in this spot.
And the turn card is the ace of hearts.
It just gets better and better for Kane.
2 pair for Kane.
Looking for more
and
sugar.
He's going to check. Chris drawing absolutely dead here.
Absolutely, but in his mind, he's drawing to a flush. Little does he know he's got absolutely no hope.
The last thing he needs to hit right here is a club on the end.
There's nothing worse than being out there with no hope, you know? I really sympathize with him.
1.4 million.
And now a raise to 1.4 million. And look, Chris isn't going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. He's not even thinking about it.
No, because he's got too many outs now. He sees the pot. He sees how many outs he has. He's calling in his mind for value, not knowing he's drawing dead. My friends at home, never leave yourself drawing dead.
Very good advice, Kenna James. 1 card to go.
Maybe a little late for Chris.
Boy, for Chris's sake, I hope he doesn't hit a club. And there it is, the 4 of clubs. Look at Kane.
2.4.
All in.
And look at Chris. He might as well be waving his chips goodbye.
And Kane makes the call, and that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a brand new HPT champion. They both smile a little bit, but you know who's smiling all the way to the bank? It's Kane, who's going home with $150,593. The gold bracelet, the bragging rights, and the title.
Kane looking like he's just been through a heavyweight prize fight, but he's taking home the belt.
Kane Lai is our new HPT champion.
Welcome to the club, Kane. You deserve it, and perhaps we answered that question. Certainly played with a lot of skill tonight, James.
Have to give credit to second place finisher Chris Cornell. He's an amateur with under $10,000 in career earnings. Tonight, he made over $92,000. He's at the table with Tatiana.
Lead me through the final table a little bit.
You know, I hit trip queens and doubled through the same guy there, and thought I was on my way to win it. Just really thought it was mine to win, and run into that last hand, and it just wasn't supposed to happen.
So you wouldn't think that you relaxed and you thought, I got this, and maybe your attention was a little...
No, because I thought that all the way through, even at middle way through day 2, I thought I was supposed to be here and win this thing, and I was supposed to get second, which is fine.
Thanks, Tatiana. Chris Cornell, that's really what the HPT is all about.
It is, James. He worked his way through this really tough field of both amateurs and pros. Well done.
But the night belongs to Kane Lai.
Living the dream, really. And what can you say? He played his position well. He played his cards well. He deserves it.
He's downstairs with Tatiana at the table.
Kane Lai, our new HPT champion. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling?
I mean, fantastic. Just ran blessed at the final table. So obviously it was all over the place, but I thought it was going to be a long heads-up match, and we just ran into one of those hands that neither could get away from. So that was it. Cards fell my way. Great guys to play with also.
What are you planning on doing with the money?
Gonna think about it. Yeah, I'm sure some's going to my kids, Camden, Ava, and Narelle. So we'll see.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations one more time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Tatiana. What an awesome week it was here in St. Charles. Great poker, over 450 players. I'm a little exhausted.
I don't blame you. Poker can be a grueling experience, James, dealing with all these emotional highs and lows and everything you have to go through. But, you know, the journey in the end, it's worth it.
And thanks for hosting the show with me. You did a fantastic job, and I think I learned a few things.
Thanks, James. It's great to be part of the HBT. It's an honor to be here.
And one more shout out to everybody here at the Ameristar Casino Resort Spa. The staff was absolutely fantastic. Thank you for the hospitality. For Tatiana Pasalic, he's Kenneth James, and I'm James Larson, and we'll see you next time right here on the HPT.